Okay, let's see what we got today.
To acquire, to build, to have a legacy, to have his fingerprint left on the planet. Now all those things are being told that those are toxic things. Oh, you want to be big and bulky and muscular and grunt? That's toxic. You don't have to open the door for me. I'm an independent woman. I could do it myself. You're toxic. And so everything that is factory installed in us, when they tell you it's wrong, and it's toxic and it's threatening. And you hear it from all the places that you trust, the movies that you watch, the TV shows, the social media platforms, and the influencers and thought leaders that you might follow, the school that you go to, the church that you're in, leaders that you might have voted for. Soon you begin to suppress that. And so I think what's been happening over the last 15 years, got even faster a decade ago, and it's been put on hyperspeed since the pandemic, demasculinization of men with the intent to gain greater amount of control and compliance of the citizens.
Since the 1980s, testosterone in men has been decreasing at a rate of 1% every year. In 1980, the average testosterone was 500. In the 1990s, it was 425. In the early 2000s, it was 325. Somebody was telling me about his son had a testosterone at 85. You see a man who has issues with low testosterone, you're gonna start to see balding, erectile dysfunction, lose muscle mass, inability to build muscle too. That's gonna change how you look too, bro. Gynecomastia is the development of man boob.
Yeah, I talked about this in a previous video. There's so many things that are contributing to the reduction of testosterone in men. The diet that we have, the food that we eat, like all the chemicals that they're putting in our food now is not good, right? And it's one of the effects is that it's lowering testosterone in men. You know, I mentioned before how I go to the gym and I see guys there who, when they're, young 20s, 20 to 25 years old, they don't even have facial hair. They can't grow a beard. They can't grow facial hair. 20 to 25 years old. When I was in high school, I had a beard. Other guys had beards. And I didn't have a full beard like this, but I had a small beard. There's definitely been a decline, and I believe they're doing it on purpose, right? They're trying to make men more submissive so that we can't fight back when they finally take control, right? They want men to be submissive. They don't want men to be aggressive. And they're doing it on purpose.
How does one get possessed?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. The two biggest ways are dabbling in the occult,
What does that mean?
playing with demonic things, Ouija boards, going to a psychic, tarot cards, or actual occult worship of the devil. Those are pretty much immediate open doors that you're going to have demons come right in.
Psychics are demonic.
They're not channeling your dead relatives. Well, the psychic told me my mother shared this with me when I was 10, and nobody ever knew that but us. So it has to be my mom, except for the demons in the room, who also heard it. And now they're impersonating your mother.
Wow.
They can put up a good show. They can also place thoughts in our minds, and they can manipulate our emotions. And when you have that trifecta, the person is 100% believes it's their mother.
All right, so check this out. We've got pictures of Mars and pictures of Devon Island in Canada. Oh, no. Yep, that rock and that rock are identical. It doesn't stop there. That one and that one, identical. Oh, and another one? Did they just find the pictures and say, oh, no, let's just turn them into Mars? Oh, here we go. Yeah, NASA in Hebrew means to deceive. And apparently it even has the snake tongue in the logo. I never noticed that. Yeah, and then he points out all the obvious fake moments, like harnesses, and watch, he pulls it right here. Like, oop, come back over this way, bro. Oh, sorry.
Who even knows what's real anymore? They so much of life is fake now. It's we're literally living in a movie that the elites are controlling. It's all scripted.
And then hairspray. I mean, come on. That's obviously hairspray. Unbelievable. And then
Yeah, so I've seen other videos of women in zero G, zero gravity, and their hair doesn't just stick straight up like freaking Elvira, right? Like that one. It just doesn't stick straight up and stay there. It kind of it moves up and down and it flows, right? It doesn't just stick straight up and stay there as you move. So, I'm not saying that the whole Artemis going to the moon or whatever was fake, but I'm just saying that there's a lot of evidence that it might be fake.
oh man, we forgot to take out the green screen. There's literally a green ball right there too, to float in. Unbelievable. Y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. Crazy.
Rosemary Kennedy was part of the powerful and highly esteemed Kennedy family. Rosemary was born with intellectual disabilities at a time when children with special needs were highly stigmatized. When she was 23 years old, Rosemary's father ordered her to have a lobotomy. The procedure left her permanently incapacitated, and her family would keep her mostly hidden from the public for the rest of her life.
All of me, why not take all of me?
Jesus. I look at him like, I say Jesus. And the next question is, watch out for the thunder out this mall. You saved me. I love you.
That was weird, right? The way, Sean Puffy Combs, whatever the fuck we called him, P. Diddy, whatever the fuck his name was at that time. The way he said, I love you, and he just stared at him, like waiting for him to say it back, right? Giving him a look like, you better say it back, motherfucker. And you saw, why can't I remember his name? Biggie Smalls there, kind of looking at him like, oh yeah, I love you too. like he knew. He's like, oh yeah, I better say it back because this look he's giving me is telling me that I better say it back.
Who do you think these people are with the ballots? Are they like political?
They're working for political parties, yeah.
They are.
They are. That's obvious.
For like Democratic parties or who
we don't ask and they don't tell.
We don't ask and they don't tell.
But we know that they got to answer to somebody by what they said. Don't f it up because it's not authentic. I don't want to have to scratch it out. And don't let your signature look like the other signature. Can you use your other hand or can you write with your foot or your nose? I'm serious.
They ask you to do that?
Yeah.
On the ballots?
And I've done it just so I could get the money and add it up and get my Betty at the time.
Yeah, so how many
but I had a monkey on my bed. Betty's no joke.
How many ballots would you sign at once?
At least, like, if I was lucky, 4 or 5.
4 at a time?
Or 5. It depends on everybody if they need to hurry up and get to business.
And they get you to vote for the same person?
No, they want us to vote for whatever the ballot is.
I've been propositioned with bank fraud, phone fraud, voter fraud, PayPal fraud. You name it. They've came at me every which way down here. There ain't no end to the fraud down here. There's no end to it. And I just want to live.
Did you see the lemon girl?
The lemon girl.
The glitch in the Matrix that happened?
No, what?
Yo, this is crazy. Listen to this, Lo. This chick was working at a restaurant. There's a camera on her, right?
Yeah.
She takes a lemon. She cuts it in half, right? Mm-hmm. Puts that half down, puts that half down. Takes a knife again. Cuts this half in half. You see it go through the lemon.
Yeah.
Out. She walks away. She comes back. The camera hasn't moved. Picks up that lemon, and it wasn't cut. And she went like... and she cut it again and put it in a bag. And then she got the video. She's like, I cut it.
Yeah.
She's like, how was it together again?
That it would trip me out so much.
And she's like, this is a glitch in the Matrix, man. And she started doing all these posts on TikTok. Her TikTok got banned.
Why? Are you serious?
They said it was because of her age, that because she was 16 and wasn't allowed to have a TikTok.
Wait.
And then she's like, what? And so she got on her mom's TikTok and started talking about it again. Her mom's TikTok got banned.
What does that
What does that mean?
Maybe she's living like the Truman Show kind of thing, where she's under an...
Watch this incredibly revealing segment on Irish television, which was aired after the act of cultural enrichment that happened in Belfast.
It sort of beggars belief that a video of that nature was allowed to be circulated for hours and hours on end this morning without any consequences.
They're more outraged over the fact that the video was allowed to be seen by...
Like I was saying earlier, we're living in a movie. It's all scripted. The media is part of the script. They're designed to manipulate us, right? Like he said, they're more outraged that the video got out than of what actually happened to that guy. And if you don't really know, this was when the guy in Ireland was attacked by an immigrant. And the immigrant was trying to saw, I don't know what I can say on YouTube, trying to saw him, right? If you know what I mean. The media is upset that the video got out, not upset of what actually happened. They're part of the manipulation, right? The media is there to brainwash us. That's why you got to stop watching the news. You got to stop watching, the mainstream media. It's all fake. It's all scripted. It's all lies, and it's just there to manipulate and brainwash us.
By people than the actual outrage itself. The biggest outrage in their eyes is you noticing what's happening.
We have to ask ourselves as a society how we are either contributing to this or fixing it.
Hey, you made the rules. You tell us we're not allowed to be angry about the almost daily horrors inflicted upon us as a result of mass migration because we're sowing division and spreading hate. You tell us that demanding action to prevent such tragedies is politicizing tragedy.
I think the ones spreading hate and spreading division are the ones that are committing the crimes, not the ones that are bringing attention to the crimes, not the ones who are saying we don't want these crimes in our neighborhoods anymore. They're not the ones that are sowing division. It's the people who are committing the crimes. But they don't want you to believe that. The left, the media and the left wing and all the liberals, they don't want you to believe that it's the criminals that are the problem. They want you to believe that you as the average citizen are the problem if you don't accept it.
You expect us to take you seriously when you performatively profess your anger and outrage over a riot.
This is what happens when reality smacks ideology in the face.
We're not making nukes, and yet they attacked us anyway.
They're not making nukes?
They're not.
Oh, interesting. So the government official in Iran, and I can show you the video, specifically said, of course we were making nukes. And then the guy that he was speaking with, he's like, this is the first time any government officials admitted to it. Yeah, sure, let's see it. This is the deputy speaker of the Iranian parliament. So when we first entered nuclear activities, our real goal was to build. No point denying it. If we could keep it secret and test the bomb, it would be over, just like Pakistan. Once we began, we had to finish it.
See how his facial expression changed once he started proving it? And again, this is what I'm talking about, media manipulation. That kid was believing what the left-wing media was telling him and what all the liberals that he hangs out with were telling him. But all of a sudden, he got smacked with the truth. And you saw his facial expression totally change.
That's an official speaker of the parliament.
What the are you saying? It's the most bizarre headline.
If Islam is so fantastic, why do Muslims always flee to Christian countries?
I tell you why, because
why come to Christian countries? Why not go to Saudi or another Muslim country?
Well, because Saudi Arabia actively prevents their Muslim neighbors from going there. And
why does Saudi prevent migrants going there?
Look, I'm not an ambassador for the Saudi government. It is a repressive government.
Isn't it because Christian lands are free and tolerant and open? And isn't that the very thing that Muslims try and change when they arrive in our country? That's my question and my challenge in the UK.
When you have a kid on your hands, you try to find any refuge. Literally, you would go across the Mediterranean even if you don't know how to.
They're not refugees. They're not refugees. It's like they keep trying to tell us here in the United States that all these people coming over the borders they're just asylum seekers, right? They're trying to seek asylum. Really? How come none of them, when they get here, actually seek asylum? Right? How come none of them go and fill out paperwork for asylum? If they're seeking asylum, why don't they seek asylum? Why don't they fill out the asylum paperwork? When you enter the country illegally, the law says you have up to 1 year. You have 1 entire year to fill out that paperwork, to apply for asylum. But none of them do. And every time, you see people like AOC on the news or in the Senate or wherever she is, saying, oh, these are just innocent people seeking asylum. Somebody needs to ask her, how come they don't seek asylum then? You tell me they're coming here to seek asylum, but they don't actually seek asylum. You know why? Because they're not seeking asylum.
Swim. You would do anything possible for you.
We don't see any women and children on the boats across the Med.
Primarily, it is
620 something on the Aquarius, 11 children. We don't see many women and children, I promise you.
1933 is when they started monetizing us and pledging us as collateral for the
like that. Now, to register, the word register means to abandon. And when you register a car or a birth or a house, you're giving it to the government. You're giving your legal title to the government, and you only retain equitable title, which means that you have the use of that property. The government allows you to use it, thinking that you own it. Clear evidence of this is anyone who owns a house, look at their mortgage, and you're referred to as the tenant, not the owner, the tenant. So if you think you own your house, you're mistaken. Same with your car. The reason why they can impound your car is because you registered it, and under maritime admiralty salvage laws, they come along and they adopt it. In the case of the birth registry, they adopt the abandoned child.
Yes. I am now convinced that this movie was a documentary. It wasn't it wasn't a movie, it was a documentary.
What's your problem?
Look, buddy.
Hey ChatGPT, if you were the devil, how would you make women hate their role at home?
If I were the devil and I wanted to make women hate their role at home, I would start by changing the narrative. I'd take the beauty of sacrificing for your family, your husband, and your home and twist it into oppression. I'd make love feel like obligation and turn nurturing into servitude. I'd glorify everything outside the home and diminish everything within it. I'd make women believe that their value is only found in job titles, not in raising strong, righteous children. That fulfillment is only in chasing independence, not in building a legacy through family. I'd convince them that success means competing with men instead of embracing what makes them irreplaceable. I'd push materialism over meaning, self-interest over service, and convince them that being a wife and mother is settling, not succeeding. And once they reject the home, I'd make sure the world outside never truly fulfills them. I'd keep them chasing, comparing, and questioning why happiness always feels just out of reach.
Do you guys remember when Paris used to be that place that everybody wanted to go to? Look at it now. I just remember back in the day, everyone had like Paris posters on their wall.
These children are not just kidnapped and in some cases bred by families as a cash crop. We have people in the United States of America that breed children in order to sell them. And when they are sold, they come without birth certificates, which means it's easier to kill them and have no one ask where they are. We're also importing children by the plane load. Again, children who have no documentation. It's not just child slavery or child sex abuse. It's also child torture because you have adrenalized blood. You have the whole blood drinking ceremony of the satanic world. And then you have ritual ceremonies and ritual murder, as well as incidental murder. The other working assumption is how long do these children survive? What I am hearing from the witnesses that I've talked to is 2 years.
First time in American history, the number of white people went down.
And white Americans will soon be a minority, and that's great.
You know, whites will not be the majority. I mean, it's an exciting transformation of the country. It's an exciting evolution and progress of our country.
We are going to be a white minority very, very soon.
Let's just talk about facts, okay? Globally.
First of all, I don't believe that there's any way that those people you just saw saying, hey, that's a great thing, actually believe that. Again, they're part of like I said earlier, they're part of the system. They're paid to spread the propaganda. They don't believe what they're saying. They're just paid to say it, and they have no morals and no values other than the only thing they care about is getting the greenback, getting the money. So they'll do and they'll say whatever these people tell them to say. They'll spread the propaganda as long as the money keeps flowing in.
White people make about 11% of the world's population. That's already a minority on a global scale. Most of the world is Asian, African, South Asian, Middle Eastern, Indigenous, etc. That's just reality. So when I see people celebrate a demographic change like it's just a win over a group, I'm confused. Imagine if we were saying, oh, Asians are shrinking, that's great. And I don't think it would hit this hard if white people weren't already demonized today. And hear me out. They're saying progress requires guilt and an apology for something you never did. And we have come such a long way as a society, praise God. And a lot of people have put in real work to make things better. But when white kids grow up being told there's something wrong with them just for existing, that doesn't create understanding, that creates resentment. And that's how you push people from one side to another, towards figures like Nick Fuentes. The whole point of this was to be less dehumanization, not switching who gets it.
Like I always say, man, sometimes you just have to let them talk. Sometimes you just got to perform Operation Let Them Speak. And they'll walk themselves into it. Check it out.
If you're a journalist, why do you not have a name? Where's your name badge? Where's any information? At least they told me who they were. You don't have any.
So why should I have like a name badge?
Yes, if you're a journalist, if you're any sort of publicist, that's news. That's literally the law. You have to have
So
that.
should people have IDs when they vote?
Oh my God, I'm not doing this shit. I'm not. Yes.
I mean, it's a good question, right?
Go ahead. Tell me more about immigrants.
He needs to have an ID to stand there and ask questions. She's saying he has to have an ID. Oh, but you don't need an ID to vote in national elections. I mean, come on, they're fucking ridiculous.
So people need journalist ID. Do we need voter ID?
All right, that's all I got for you today. As always, head down to the comment section, leave your thoughts and opinions on any of the clips that we saw today, and thank you for watching.